Why was Cupid a boy?
And why a boy was he? He should have been a girl, for aught I can see.
For he shoots with his bow, and the girl shoots with her eye, and they both are merry and glad, and laugh when we do cry.
And to make Cupid a boy was the Cupid's girl-mocking plan, for the boy can't interpret a thing till he has become a man.
And then he's so pierced with cares, and wounded with arrowy smarts, that the whole business of his life is to pick out the heads of the darts.
'Twas the Greeks' love of war turned love into a boy, and woman into a statue of stone, and away fled every joy.
Our first annotation of why is Cupid a boy is the word ought, which some may not know. Ought's definition is anything at all, which is very helpful.
The next is of the segment, and the girl shoots with her eye. This segment of the poem shows the power of female emotion and the power of her stare. For a woman to look at you is to shoot. For example, shooting with daggers.
Our third is slightly a fail. It's just pierced, to put a hole through something with a fancy apostrophe.
Fourthly is the analyzation of the quote, and wounded with arrowy smarts. This segment of the poem alludes to the folklore of Cupid's arrow correlated with intelligence. Fifthly is, 'twas the Greeks' love of war turned love into a boy. This fragment of the poem talks about Grecian love of war and how men are love. These statements show the comparison of men and the violence of war, that they are the same.
In the previous quote, it also capitalizes love. The capitalization of love shows a personification of it, that it is a power or a being itself.
Lastly, and women into a statue of stone, and away fled every joy. This ending line shows a powerful image of Greek sexism, that by making love a male it forces women back, stuck in stone. It makes female mythology a fleeting source. Finally, in the poem poster, we have the illustrations, first of which is a representation of a traditional Cupid, and a female one in comparison.
Then an eye as a visual for the word.
Then a mocking fight of genders, a brain impaled with an arrow, and a shield and a sword of love. Now, on to the ad.
The cestus of Aphrodite, or you could say,
The chestus of Aphrodite.
for only 10 payments of $29.99.
Call now and we'll throw in an actually modern bra, not a bullet bra.
Get the bra that's guaranteed to make any person of your choice fall head over heels in love with you.
We've discovered what it takes to make anyone fall in love with you.
This isn't some Cupid scam. This is from the goddess herself.
If Aphrodite can do it, so can you.
Call 1-800-NOT-REAL.
The mythology of this comes from the cestus of Aphrodite, but the girdle, because back in Grecian times they didn't have bras. The cestus of Aphrodite was a piece of material that could make anyone fall in love with the wearer.
Our interpretation of this myth is a 1950s kitschy bullet bra.
Well, I hope you buy one yourself, if it was a real product at least. The art of illusion. The art world has been painted by mythology throughout the ages. Thousands of canvases have been sprawled with mythological backgrounds and beauty. The Birth of Pandora, painted by James Barrie, 1741 to 1806, is a piece that many believe to be a perfect blend of fine art and Grecian religion. It shows the creation of the first human woman, who is so delicately crafted as an awe-striking weapon. While it is crafted to perfection, what really makes this painting so glorious? Symbolism. Pandora reclines to the left of them, while Eros and Aphrodite hold a girdle behind her. This girdle is suspected to be the cestus of Aphrodite, a magical garment capable of making any chosen human fall in love with the wearer. Pandora is also being anointed and dressed by 3 graces. Apollo, Hephaestus, and Dionysus are on the left. They are guarding a bird emerging from its shell and releasing a butterfly. Now, as alluded to previously, the symbolism shall be announced. The first segment of symbolism is the cestus of Aphrodite. Since this magical garment is known to bring love to the wearer, it is symbolized as the creation of heterosexual love for humans. As Pandora is the first woman on Earth, her wearing the cestus alludes to the lust her femininity brings to mankind. Another symbol of the heterosexual romance Pandora brings is the painter's allusion to Hymen, the Greek god of marriage. Though his torch is a symbol of holy matrimony, with the creation of women became the creation of marriage, for women are seen as a dual punishment because of this. If you were to marry one, you were trapped with a monster, yet if you don't, you die alone. Hymen is a symbol of this punishment, this trapping of human men. The bird can be represented as a phoenix, which is a known symbol for rebirth, as Pandora and women in general are the start of a new era for humanity, a rebirth of mankind. The release of the butterfly is a representation of the release of Pandora's soul. Her soul is portrayed as something so gentle and delicate. This shows that through the ugliness she is fated to bring, that she still is good at heart. She is so pure, but cursed to be a messenger for hatred and punishment. Overall, this is a beautiful painting that has been chosen because of the complexity of its symbolism. James Barrie obviously wanted to show the purity of Pandora as well as the changes in society her birth created. He wanted to show something seen as so evil as beauty. This painting could use more contrast in the focal points to make it easier to read, but that's just a style preference. It will always be a beautiful and famous piece of art.